John has been a Knicks fan longer than he has owned a smartphone. He still remembers sneaking into games as a kid, nosebleeds, popcorn, and screaming his lungs out. For 25 years, he never missed a home playoff game. It was tradition. Him, his brother, 2 overpriced hot dogs, and hope. But this year, he couldn't even afford the cheap seats. The same seats he used to get for $50 now cost more than his rent. Meanwhile, courtside looked like a ghost town. Empty rows, silent sidelines. Half the people who could afford those seats didn't even show up. So what happened? When did the NBA stop being a game and start being a velvet-roped VIP experience? Even Mark Cuban, the loudest and proudest owner in the league, cashed out. And when you hear why, you will see just how far the league has shifted. Let's be real, the game didn't change by accident. This was planned, engineered. Call it a pivot or a full-blown rebrand. The NBA stopped selling basketball and it started selling ambiance. Take Barclays Center in Brooklyn. You walk in and the first thing you see isn't a scoreboard, it's a wine cellar. VIP lounges, marble bars, courtside sushi chefs. There's even a private tunnel just for celebrities. Because God forbid Beyonce has to wait in line for nachos.
It's something to cheer about.
Arenas like Chase Center and FTX Arena were built like 5-star resorts, not stadiums. They are not just hosting games, they're hosting status. Madison Square Garden? After its billion-dollar renovation, they cut 15% of general admission seats to make room for more luxury boxes. And this wasn't just about comfort, it was about math. Premium seats and suites make up less than 20% of total inventory. But for most teams, they generate 60 to 70% of ticketing revenue. Even league sources admit the average is close to 50%. One courtside seat sold to a hedge fund exec, that's worth more than 20 regular fans combined. The NBA didn't just follow the money, they re-engineered the whole experience to orbit around it. This isn't just basketball anymore, it's a luxury lifestyle brand. And if your weekends don't include bottle service or VIP access, you're not who they're building it for. There was a time when sitting courtside meant you were the biggest fan in the building. Now, it means you probably don't even know the starting lineup. The front row used to be electric, hecklers, super fans. That one dude screaming, "Ball don't lie."
Wallace picks up 2 quick technicals.
But today, the vibe is more hedge fund retreat than hometown pride. And here is the kicker. It's not that those seats aren't sold. They're just sold to people who don't show up. Corporate buyers, season pass holders with no plans to attend, high rollers using tickets like business cards. Ticket prices have exploded. In the year 2000, the average lower bowl seat for a playoff game, about $150. Today, you're lucky if you can grab a seat for under $1,200, and that's before fees. And this is the sad irony. The real fans, the loud ones, the loyal ones, the ones who breathe this game are getting priced out of the building. It's like the game is happening without us. Like they don't even need us anymore. Even the players are feeling it. Energy wins games.
Oh my God! And the Blazers!
And when the lower bowl looks like a VIP lounge at a tech conference, home court advantage becomes just a myth from the past. But for team owners, the shift makes perfect sense. Why sell 20 seats to real fans when one luxury suite brings in the same revenue? Feels like they stopped selling basketball. Now they're just selling exclusivity. You want to know when the game really changed? It wasn't during the lockout, it wasn't after a trade. It happened on the blueprint before the first brick was even laid. Old school arenas were built like stadiums, stacked high, packed tight, loud as hell. Now, they're built like luxury hotels that happen to host a basketball game every now and then. When Madison Square Garden underwent its billion-dollar renovation, guess what happened? They cut 15% of general seating. You heard that right. They took out regular seats and made room for VIP clubs, premium suites, and exclusive lounges. And MSG isn't alone. The Chase Center in San Francisco, Designed from day one to be a luxury experience first, basketball arena second. The owners are not stupid, they did the math. You don't need louder fans, you just need richer ones. For them, it's about efficiency, not crowd energy, not home court chaos, just cold, hard ROI. You will hear them saying things like, "We are redefining the fan experience," but let's be real. They're just redefining who gets to be a fan in the first place. Because when you design the arena for billionaires, you stop designing it for families. The birthday game tradition, the father-son moment in the nosebleeds, yeah, those get cut from the blueprint too. Section 421, gone, replaced by a high-end lounge that most lifelong fans will never even step foot in. They didn't just rebuild the arena, they rebuilt who it was for. Back in 2000, Mark Cuban was a billionaire fan with a fat wallet and a courtside seat to his dream. He bought the Dallas Mavericks for $285 million, not because it made business sense, but because he loved basketball. He was courtside every game, sweating through timeouts, arguing calls, jumping like a maniac when Dirk hit a three. And when the Mavs finally won it all in 2011, that joy, it was real. Because Cuban was not playing owner, he was living the dream. So when he sold the majority of the team in 2023, people were stunned. Why would the NBA's most passionate owner walk away from the business? He wasn't just in it for profit.
You turned down $3 billion?
Yeah. What do I need $3 billion for?
So what changed? The business changed. The new owners aren't lifelong basketball junkies. They're casino billionaires. And their plan? A brand new arena built into a glitzy Vegas-style resort with basketball as a backdrop, not the main attraction. Today, the NBA isn't just competing with the NFL or MLB. It's competing with Coachella, with luxury hotels, with your next Instagram flex. Cuban didn't leave the Mavericks entirely. He kept control of basketball operations, but the rest, the suites, the deals, the revenue streams, he handed those over. Because maybe basketball alone just doesn't pay like it used to. It's not just the arenas that have changed, it's the soul of the sport. Even the owners, the ones who once lived for the roar of the crowd, now find themselves doing math instead of dreaming.
I get this is hard, but I'm out.
Mark Cuban didn't sell the Mavericks because he stopped caring. He sold because the game he fell in love with isn't the game that's being sold today. Up there in the rafters, that's where the game still lives, where fans scream on every bucket, where you high-five strangers, where one playoff game can make your whole month. Up there in the cheap seats is where basketball still feels sacred, but down by the floor, it's not about passion anymore. It's about proximity to power. It's the loudest silence in sports. The empty roar of seats sold, but never filled. Although the league is thriving, franchises are now worth billions. Players are richer than ever. Owners swimming in profits. But for the average fan, the lifeblood is priced out, cut off, watching their favorite game through a paywall or through glass. Because somewhere along the way, basketball stopped being a game and became an investment portfolio. John still watches, still believes, but it's not the same. Because when the NBA sold out arenas to the highest bidder, it might have sold out something else too. Should the NBA bring back affordable tickets for real fans? The soul of the game was never in luxury boxing. It was the noise, the chaos, the people. So the question isn't, can the NBA make more money? It's, can it still make memories for everyone? If you have ever screamed yourself hoarse in the cheap seats, if you've ever skipped bills just to see your team live, if you still believe basketball is for the fans, this is your moment to speak up. Let us know in the comments, what would you change about today's NBA experience? More access, lower ticket prices, or a complete rethinking of what it means to be a fan? And hey, if this story hit home, don't just scroll past. Like it, share it, subscribe. Because this is just one of the many untold NBA stories we're diving into. From power plays behind the scenes to legends who redefine the game, we're just getting started. See you next time.